What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Andrade escorted out of WWE, a former world champion never returning to WWE, The Rock's daughter Ava Raine is receiving death threats, an AEW star not returning to WWE, concern for Crown Jewel, RVD lashes out at fans, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at Andrade escorted out of WWE. Now, top story today takes a look at the fallout from Andrade's shocking WWE exit. Now new information has surfaced relating to how and why Andrade was let go from the company. Sports Illustrated have shared a new report which states that Andrade failed at least one wellness policy test. Multiple sources indicate to the takedown on SI that Andrade had at least one wellness policy violation during his most recent WWE run. Now, it's not known exactly how he was in violation of the policy or whether or not he in fact tested positive for a banned substance, as WWE can suspend talent for failing to produce a test. It's also not clear if it directly led to his release, but it was noted that he was suspended without any pay as a result of it. The WWE stopped reporting wellness policy violations a number of years ago. In fact, the last policy violation we ever heard of publicly was Roman Reigns and Paige, and that was all the way back in 2016. Was there any others? But this was the first instance of anyone outside of WWE being made privy to this information. The report also adds that this wouldn't have been Andrade's first wellness policy violation, as he failed it back in 2020. While sources indicate that there was at least one wellness violation policy this year, this would not be his first with the company. WWE announced in January of 2020 that he was suspended for his first violation of the policy, which resulted in a 30-day suspension. He would leave WWE the following year, jumping ship to AEW, where he would then perform until December 2023. There, he also faced disciplinary action following a backstage incident with Sammy Guevara. A PW insider also chimed in on the matter, and they debunked rumors that Andrade turned down the opportunity to work in AAA. There was also a rumor making the rounds that part of the issue is that Andrade turned down a request to work in AAA. We're told by 3 different sources that at no point was that request even made, as Andrade was never even included in any pitches for AAA creative ideas. And the drama surrounding the former WWE star doesn't stop there, as Sports Illustrated are also reporting that Andrade was escorted out of the building during a recent SmackDown taping. Initial reports noted that he had not been backstage at SmackDown as of late and was not listed on internal rosters. The takedown on SI can add that he was told to leave taping last month and was escorted out of the building. A high-level source asserted this dismissal from the building was in relation to his most recent suspension and that it affected major creative plans for his tag team with Rey Fenix. A wrestler's being escorted or even kicked out of a WWE show is extremely rare, and it's never been reported that a wrestler has been escorted out of the building for a wellness policy violation. Naturally, due to this has led to rumors online relating to why exactly Andrade was escorted out. Did he kick up a fuss relating to the wellness policy? WWE felt like they had no choice but to remove him from the building? Right now, more information is needed on this, and it'll be interesting to see if Andrade shares his side of the story in the coming days. Next up, a former world champion never returning to WWE. Since leaving AEW, Jake Hager aka Jack Swagger has taken part in a number of interviews, and his latest with Sportskeeda has social media talking. As during the interview, the former WWE World Champion revealed that he's unlikely to be contacted for a WWE return and even rules out returning for a one-off Royal Rumble cameo. I sincerely doubt it. I don't think they'll like me very much. Hager was pressed for a name in relation to who doesn't like him in WWE, and he would reply by stating whoever books the Royal Rumble, which of course means Triple H. It's been never made public knowledge that there are issues between Hager and the game. However, it's somewhat understandable why WWE have zero interest in bringing Hager back. His AEW run didn't exactly catch fire, and it'd be hard to know where to place him on the show from a creative aspect. And no offense to Hager, but just imagine having him back in the main event again. Next up, Tony Khan ghosting Chris Jericho. Now, Andrade isn't the only name in pro wrestling that has been accused of ghosting, as according to Jake Hager during that interview, AEW President Tony Khan has been ghosting Chris Jericho. I think that everything changed after Cody Rhodes left because he was involved with it. After that, it just kind of became a free-for-all. Young Bucks and Kenny Omega still had their big say about what they were doing. Chris Jericho obviously still had a big say in what he was doing, but even Chris, he would tell me that Tony would not respond to his messages for like 2 weeks. So it became a point to where either AEW is important or it's not. And it just seemed like it was not to him, because they stopped doing production meetings, they stopped doing anything to make the show timely. And this certainly supports the rumors that Jericho is going to be WWE bound. As things stand, Jericho remains under AEW contract, and his AEW deal is set to expire at some point in December 2025. It's now been speculated that Jericho could be back in the WWE by the time of the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia next year. It could even be on the WrestleMania match card in some capacity. Next up, Rob Van Dam lashes out at fans. Rob Van Dam has been causing controversy as of late thanks to rather insensitive comments directed towards the Roger Jackson incident. And now RVD has clapped back at fans who criticized his comments, and during an interview with TMZ, he labeled the IWC as bullies. To answer your question about responding to the internet mark community, first off, they're not real people. The real people say things to your face. You know, right? Bullies. Look for targets that are weaker physically in person and on the internet. The bullies can reach anybody because they can't reach them. That's a problem for the internet mark community. You're not allowed to have an opinion that's different from theirs. They feel obligated to send all kinds of just toxic junk. RVD would then continue by saying that Jackson had no intention of murdering Psycho Stu, and he doesn't care if he gets heat for his comments. They're in love with the words. People that are on this argument, they have taken so passionately and sensitively to it, to something that I totally don't care as much as you do about it. I don't really think that Roger wanted to kill him, and I don't care if I get heat for that. By the way, if I'm wrong, I don't mind being wrong either. He definitely went too far. He should have known that he could do some serious damage. I don't think that his intention was to actually murder him, and I really don't think most of the people that are even talking about this or thinking about this think that his intent was to actually murder him. RVD trying to cause as much controversy as humanly possible seems to be his new life mission, as he even recently supported Matt Riddle after Riddle allegedly no-showed a charity show in the UK. Is RVD just trying to get viewers onto his podcast for his controversial remarks? Does he really believe in them? Now don't get us wrong, everybody is entitled to their own opinion, but RVD has got so much hate for his comments that he kinda needs to read the room. Next up, a WWE name takes on a new role. Pete Dunne has barely been featured on WWE programming as of late, well that is with the exception of a cameo or two as another version of the El Grande Americano persona. With that being said, it appears that the talented star has taken on a new role in WWE, and according to numerous sources, Dunne was producing matches alongside the legendary Shawn Michaels for the recent AAA show. Now, if Dunne isn't going to be used on WWE programming, this is a great fit for him, as he has a fantastic wrestling mind and understands various styles of pro wrestling. We're pretty sure he's going to thrive in the role. Next up, a WWE star receiving death threats. Now, NXT General Manager Ava Raine has reportedly been receiving death threats after two posts on social media. Raine took to her personal Instagram story to state, "If you want people to have kind words when you pass, you should say kind words when you're alive." Now, people assume that this was referencing the assassination of political commentator Charlie Kirk, and naturally, she's received a lot of backlash, with some people even going so far as directing death threats to the WWE star. However, Raine didn't back down, and she actually doubled down on her comments via X, mentioning, "And I'll stand behind this, be kind now more than ever." However, the comments didn't stop there, as one mentioned, "Be kind or get assassinated? What kind of message is that? No one can live up to that standard. Most people are hateful." However, many still had her back, saying, "Based Ava tweet, this is exactly what people need to hear." Sadly, this is the world of social media, where if somebody doesn't agree with you, they'll just direct death threats right at you or even your family. Next up, an AEW star never returning to WWE. Now, AEW Women's World Champion Toni Storm has made it very clear that a return to WWE is off the table. Toni Storm left WWE in late 2021 after a very unsatisfying run, and since then, she's flourished in AEW, which has included multiple AEW Women's Championship reigns. But when asked on the Sandman's podcast whether she'd consider ever going back to WWE, Storm simply answered no, and she emphasized this decision comes without personal animosity. She respects WWE as a business and admires the many people of WWE who actually work there. No doubt some of her friends still work there. However, she feels she wouldn't fit in well anymore into WWE's way of doing things. As Storm has made it evident that she views AEW as a forever home. She also mentioned that it's great that WWE is counter-programming AEW. I think it's great. Come on, fight me. Be a bit weird of them as a large corporation to do just nothing. It would be a silly business decision not to. Of course they are. Of course they will. It's their job. Next up, concern for Crown Jewel. John Cena's WWE status has been a trending topic on social media this past weekend, specifically Cena's Crown Jewel status. Following WrestlePalooza this weekend, Cena is not actually set for a single TV appearance before Crown Jewel in Australia. This means that despite Cena wrestling on the show, he's not going to be present in any capacity for the build. How are WWE going to build a Cena rivalry with just one name present? There's speculation that WWE could run Cena vs Brock Lesnar back, but they have actively marketed the match as a final encounter. Now, it's possible that Cena delivers an open challenge for the show, and this will need little to no build as it would be a safe bet. There's also names such as AJ Styles and Dominic Mysterio that could easily build a singles match by themselves, so despite Cena's absence, WWE have a number of options when it comes to Cena's opponent at Crown Jewel next month. And finally, a top star reveals her WWE future. Now, final story today looks at the WWE future of Charlotte Flair, who's revealed her future life goals. Speaking on Nightcap, the reigning women's tag team champion stated that she's unsure how long she wants to wrestle, noting that she wants children one day. How much longer do I want to wrestle? I don't know. I want kids one day. That's the thing. I can do both, but it just depends on timing. Right now, I'm focused on what's coming up. NXT Homecoming Tuesday, WrestlePalooza, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania. The shows keep going, so it's really about what happens now and the next 5 years. Flair would also add that she could easily come back to WWE after having kids, just like Trish Stratus and other top talent have done in the past. If I were to have kids, would I come back or be done? Wrestling's in my blood. I don't know anything different. I love it. But I do want to be a mom, and seeing someone like Trish Stratus come back and have these one-off matches at 50, looking better than half the roster, she's killing it. So I don't think the door will ever close. I just know I'd want to step away for a time to have children. Flair is spot on. Having children doesn't mean that the in-ring career of a wrestler has to come to an end. Names like Stratus, Becky Lynch, and Asuka have managed to have kids and then come back to the ring. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.